first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only the controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Cousins now on second down. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. The Vikings first down. Diggs able to find his way free and get the catch from Cousins. Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. There it is, the defense waking up after 3 plays that hurt them. Finally, they stand up.
They have a little pride, too, you know. 3 straight first down type plays. Yeah, they wanted to make one stick on their side, didn't they?
Now a second down throw for Cousins. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Grady Jarrett able to collapse the pocket and drop him for a loss of a yard. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. Play action now. Cousins. Eluding the pressure right. Lets it fly for Thielen. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit. And receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open?
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Hey, let's go. 21. Hey, got it. Wait.
After the interception, here's Ryan. This one complete to Mohamed Sanu. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. On first down, Ryan. Throw left side complete. That's Jones. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Here's Ryan. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd and 9 to start things out. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Now Ryan on 2nd down. Connects with Sanu right side. Ryan to Sanu, good for an Atlanta first down. They're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey.
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Now, that was a beautiful play. A pick six. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Now Hardy on the return. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
They told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. 2nd and 10 now. Ryan. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool him, right? Tried to trick him. Ran a screen, and they went
into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
Here we go.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Murray. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
They'll run here. It's Murray. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on 3rd down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp.
They were having absolutely none of it. Stuffed them for a loss.
Yeah, couldn't get any leverage up front and move people aside in order to run the ball.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
1:59 to go in the first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And this one brought in by Sanu. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And 15 yards there on the catch and run.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
And finding the tight end Hooper. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. They start the drive with Cook. And he's got room. A big seam, and he might go all the way. And he takes it down deep into Atlanta territory. A big hitter. That one goes for 40 yards. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
On 1st down, Murray. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Second down, Cousins. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. And the Falcons going to use another timeout as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Carlson able to put this one through. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away. Now Hardy on the return. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. On second down, Ryan. Here's Sanu on the catch. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Get up! Young guy. Hey, express! We got three, fellas. Get out, Hutch!
3rd and long. It's Ryan. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Xavier Rhodes, the cornerback, there in coverage. On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on to punt. Marcus Sherrill's back deep for Minnesota. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. On second down, here's Ryan. And he will find his man on the outside. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
Hey, let's go!
Ryan now 12 of 17 through the air as he leads his guys up on first down. Throwing now, Ryan on first down. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Ryan. And Jones has it over the middle. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one goes for 24 yards. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They looked like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
10 more there and another first down.
20. Go.
Now Ryan on first down. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first.
Get up. Let's go. Hey, gun. Space. Go.
Again, Ryan. Forced out to his left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
On 3rd and 1, Ryan. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Mohamed Sanu from 13 yards out. And the Falcons draw a bit closer. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. To return, here comes Marcus Sherrills. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to let this one go deep. Oh, wide open, complete. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield across the 45. A gain of 32 that time. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 43. First down, here's the run with Cook. Tackle made by Devondre Campbell.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Hey, we're good.
Throwing is Cousins. Steps away to his left. And he slides to avoid the hit. A good decision in the end to pull it and run. Get some 9 yards and a first.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Back now here on EA Sports. handoff. It's Murray. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
They go with Murray again. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Vic Beasley able to make the tackle. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. To throw is Cousins. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Tack McKinley in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it'll be 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. The kick by Carlson is good. And now it's a 2-score game at 9, 16-7. Same story continues. He's the only one that scored for them, their kicker, with all the points.
So now when we hear the chants of MVP, they're definitely aimed at him because he has been the only guy who's put points on the board in this game.
Kickers are always either the hero or the GOAT. So far, he's definitely the hero. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Over the middle, complete. That's Jones. And he's brought down. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll throw on 1st down with Ryan. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. So 2nd and inches after that 1st down completion went just shy of the marker. Here's Ryan. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Well, that'll be enough to keep the drive moving forward. Another 1st down on the pickup of 5 yards. Ryan in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Ryan to throw. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off near the 32. He's at the 30, the 20. 10, 5, and he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Gun.
Watch twist. Watch twist.
They'll try and run it here. And he will get into the end zone to bump the lead up to 3 scores.